What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome to today's Clash of Clans video. A very exciting one today, as we are going back to my roots. We are going to be using my own army composition, the Queen Charge, into Hog Riders. Now, don't worry, guys. The subscriber-submitted attacks will be coming back, so if you want me to attack with your army, be sure to drop a comment down below so that we know what you want. The comment with the most likes is the one we will use. Be sure to turn on that notification bell as well so you don't miss out on daily Clash of Clans videos. Now, we will be sure to break down the Hog Rider attack for you. We do have a beautiful 3-star from last night, which I will show you after the first live attack, and I was very happy with it. It was a maxed out Town Hall 12. I think there was a few things. The king was like level 62 or something like that. He was 99.9% there. Queen Charge was beautiful. Hog Riders worked perfectly. Everything fell into place. So that one will be a nice educational replay for you guys. And hopefully we can just have a bit of fun as ever. Try and brighten up your day. That's what we try and do each and every day here. So let's go ahead and get into it. In terms of upgrades, guys, I have just been cracking on upgrading the walls because we are maxed in terms of defenses, and finally I am catching up a little bit. You guys are always telling me to max out my walls and giving me stick for it, so I am catching up a little bit. Slowly we are getting there, guys, and I want to quickly let you know as well that the ESL Mobile Open Phase 1 has finished for Season 2. They are moving on to Phase 2, but why is this important? Well, if you're wanting to improve your gameplay, you come to my videos, you practice yourself, you try and improve, but ultimately you have to be watching the top players in the game. What are they using? What strategies are working? What is top of the meta? So I'm going to drop a link down in the description of this video which will take you across to the ESL Mobile's YouTube channel. That is where there are going to be a ton of live streams moving into Phase 2, and you guys will want to be watching that so you know what the top strategies are. Try and have a bit of a watch of it, guys. You will hopefully see some Hog Rider attacks. You might see some P.E.K.K.A. Smash. You might see some Miners, Lava Loon. You might pick up some things. So be sure to go ahead and check that link out. But for the Hog Riders, I've decided to stick with the P.E.K.K.A. in my own composition. I know when we had Itsu on the channel, the #1 player in the world, he said he'd swap the P.E.K.K.A. out for the Ice Golem and the Baby Dragon. Bit more flexibility, but I personally feel better with the P.E.K.K.A. I will be sure to link that video at the end of this one in case you missed it, but we've had enough talk, guys. Let's get into the first attack. Then we will fly across to that 3-star before getting into some more live attacks. What base are we going to have? Right, we have the maxed out Giga Tesla, we have the Queen to the left, and the Eagle to the right. So not ideal in terms of getting them both. Definitely going to be a tricky 3-star. I think we kind of need to charge in from this area. There's a lot of damage to charge in from that area. Funnel shouldn't be too bad. There's a lot of buildings there to draw my Queen in. We could use the king, I guess, down to the bottom there. There's probably more traps in that area that he might do better with. Yeah, let's go with the king there. Let's go with the P.E.K.K.A. at the top here. I might go with a wizard to support the P.E.K.K.A. because there's quite a lot there. Let's go with a wizard here as well, followed by the queen, the wrecker, one balloon in order to test. I always like to use that balloon first. The wizards help to hopefully push the P.E.K.K.A. and the king out of the way. We don't actually want them locking onto things. Moving the wrecker forward, we just need to get through this wall, so I'm not going to use a freeze or anything like that at the moment. We're looking pretty good here, guys. There is a good chance the queen could walk here, so I am going to put a couple of P.E.K.K.A.s or a couple of Hog Riders in to try and drive out them defenses alongside that P.E.K.K.A. a little bit quicker. It's looking good. We're continuing to pop off defenses here. Can we start kind of sniping things off and getting closer to the 50% for the Hog Riders to get the Town Hall? We've still got all of the rage spells. We've got 2 minutes, so everything looking good. Using a rage spell now to try and speed the queen up, but also she is taking a lot of damage. Let's get a Hog Rider in just to help. We've got more than enough Hog Riders here, getting close to that 51%. Queen is going to loop back around here. And what is she doing? Was she hitting a wall there, or what was that about? Hog Rider just missed that archer tower. I think I'm going to put one more in, guys, just to try and drive the queen forward. That also allows us to get another wizard in there. Beautiful stuff. And we are going to have to... I don't know where to send the Hog Riders in, if I'm honest. 1 minute. Let's kind of hold off just that little bit longer. I think... let's put them in from this bottom section. That's what we're going to have to do, guys, because the queen's relatively safe up there. We've got more than enough freeze. Let's get a rage spell in as we come forward. Let's freeze this area. Now let's go with the heal spell. Let's go with the poison. Hog Riders taking huge damage here. Let's freeze this area for the healers, Grand Warden's ability for the Hog Riders as they move through. Let's get a rage spell in. Another heal spell to try and help the Hog Riders through this dangerous area. We've got the town hall. Still have the queen's ability. Healers can just about survive thanks to the Hog Riders trying to spread in anything to help out here. It's going to be close. We knew this area towards the end was dangerous. That's why we had to come in from the other side. Can we get it done? I think we might, guys. The queen is under a lot of fire here. She's still got the healers trying to save onto the ability as much as possible. Now let's pop it, but the ice golem there might cause us some issues. I think it's going to, as the queen just cannot get through this. If I had saved a wizard or anything, we probably could have got that, guys. 90% it is. We knew that area was dangerous. I didn't quite want to hit it first thing, but I'm reasonably happy with that. I think the queen charge was okay, maybe a little bit slow, but the queen charge is what I'm going to try and teach you guys. Getting them high percentage 2 stars, but let's show you the 3-star attack before we move on to another one. Now for the queen charge, you've got to try, when we had it too on the channel, he said you've got to try and get the eagle, you've got to try and get the queen. Town hall you can get with the Hog Riders. So what I thought in this one is, look at this bottom area. We can charge into there relatively easily in order to get that done. Another thing that you have to think about with the queen charge, do not try and come in from corners unless you are absolutely 100% sure you can set that funnel. It's incredibly difficult. So try and come in from a flat side. It doesn't have to be the center of the flat side. Just try and enter the base from a flat side, not a corner, if that makes sense. King on one side, P.E.K.K.A. on the other, couple of wizards to help out, and look at where the queen now has nowhere else to go. Take note of the buildings on the inside here. There's a lot of them stacked there in order to draw the queen in. If there's huge gaps, the queen can still walk. So make sure you've got buildings to draw her in. Couple of balloons helped to test, but now the queen is in. Just look at the effectiveness we have got now. Straight onto the eagle. Yes, the ice golem gets sprung, but we've got the freeze there from it. Takes down the eagle, and the P.E.K.K.A. continues to do work. Now, do not overcommit on your spells. Notice how I'm just putting another rage in now. I could have really overcooked it and had a lot more in, but try and be strategic. If you don't quite need the rage spell for your queen, don't quite use it. And look at the area we've carved out. Not only have we got the eagle down, but we've also carved out that little area. Now what I was thinking is actually coming in with the Hog Riders here and getting the queen into this central area. But once I saw the wall wrecker was incredibly low in health, I did use a freeze to help it initially. You can rewind back and have a quick look at that if you missed it. I didn't commentate it at the time, but I used the freeze to help the wall wrecker through one more layer, but I thought another freeze wouldn't get it. So I thought, why don't we just continue to crack that side? Then we can put the hogs into the opposite multi-inferno. They've still got the pathing. Does mean we come to the town hall last, but look at the spells. Look at everything we've got on the board. At this point, we know the Hog Riders will belay their way to the town hall. We still had a rage for the queen to get through the enemy queen, and we've got that Grand Warden's ability, which we have to save towards the end. Now, again, very much like the attack I just did, maybe I need to fix this a little bit. Maybe I'll get back in touch with Itsu and see what he suggests, but I left the dangerous area until the end. Fortunately, on this one, the Hog Riders do get through. We get that town hall as expected, but look at all the damage around this. Skelly traps, single inferno, expo cannon, so much damage. Could have easily ended up with the 90% again. So I get it on this one. I didn't get it on the last one, even though it was close. I think a couple of little things, like maybe saving a wizard or two, might have helped, but on this one, we got it done, but just notice the value we got from the queen charge. That is the main thing that I'm doing right now. I'm trying to do exactly what Itsu said and building his army around the queen charge. This one Tesla nearly cost us the 3 because we were running out on time. Maybe. I don't know how I could have saved anything because it didn't pop until 50%, and I'm not going to put the coconut loons in, but 3 stars it is, 40 trophies, beautiful, beautiful stuff. We don't quite have enough in order to upgrade any walls, I don't think. Yes, we do. Yes, we do, guys. We can upgrade 2 more bits of walls. We are getting there, guys. We are getting there. Hopefully, before long, we will have maxed out walls. Let's go ahead and cook up that army again, and then we will get right back into it to try and show you more attacks using the Queen Charge Hog Riders. Okay guys, we are cooked up and ready to go for the next live attack. I did realize that we hadn't been using our resource potions, so since we're in Legends League and we don't lose any loot on defense, I've gone ahead and used them to try and speed up the upgrade of the walls, which you guys will be happy about. Let's hope that we can do okay in the next attack here using the Hog Riders. Let's get into it. What type of base do we have? Okay, this is interesting. We have that dangerous area with the town hall to the end, but look where the Eagle artillery is. If we were to charge into that area, we could then take out that entire section relatively easily. Funnel shouldn't be too bad. Even coming into the corner, it's not really that bad of a funnel, to be honest. The king is probably better used to the bottom because there's a few more defenses there. He can charge that area a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and put the P.E.K.K.A. on this area, followed by the queen, the wall wrecker, and the balloons to test for the black air bombs as we come through. That funnel is beautifully created. Let's put 2 wizards in there just to kind of help out. King's ability is used. There is the balloon coming in. That wizard at the top did go down, but the queen shouldn't redirect too much, guys. She should go into the base here, just using the freeze bell to help the wall wrecker through, because it would be nice. Where is she going? Queen, go into the base. Thank you so much. Wow, she nearly walked. She nearly walked. The wall wrecker was not getting much further than that, guys. I'm not sure if we were able to pull out all of the troops there, so I am going to use a Hog Rider just to check if there's any other balloons in there, which there is. We don't want to come into contact with them alongside the queen. I'd far rather have the queen take it out before we get close to the enemy queen. So our queen is taking a lot of damage here. Use the other rage spell. Is she? No, I'm going to have to use that ability, guys, because the balloons were about to fry her. But it's going to work out okay because we take out the enemy queen. 1 minute and 50 seconds. Still plenty of time here to see which way the queen will go before we make any kind of decision. I think we go for it from the bottom of the base. Plenty of Hog Riders in initially to take that archer tower. As we then move through, we've got to have the heal spell. There's bound to be giant bombs in that area. There is not, guys. There is not. Let's start with the wizards. They are needed very quickly here to help us through. Using the next heal spell, maybe a little bit early, but let's use the ability. Let's use the rage spell. Power everything through here. I'm hoping that if we've protected the queen enough, oh, we didn't quite have enough to get through the giant bomb there as well. The Giga Tesla absolutely fried us. We pressed the ability just that tad too early. I thought with the Hog Riders and the rage spell that they were going to get that done, but unfortunately that costs us the entire raid. There is no doubt in my mind that we would have got that. Let me know what you guys think. If I hadn't have pressed that ability as early, would we have got this? The queen is going to take too much damage from the single, and although she gets it down, it is not quite enough. I've got to, guys, I've got to have a quick look again at that. Here we are then, guys. We have fast forwarded to the point where we put the Hog Riders in. So I do think that the Queen Charge worked very well. This heal spell, I feel we had to use. There was a danger of being, because of the walls down there, a lot of giant bombs. I'm very surprised there wasn't. This next heal spell, I'm not too sure if we could have got away without it. There's a lot of damage there. Maybe the freeze could have been better. Decided to use the Grand Warden's ability because I thought with the rage spell we would get that Town Hall down quicker than we did. But unfortunately, the Grand Warden's ability goes away. I think if we have the Grand Warden at level 40, he holds on to that ability a little bit longer, and I think if the hogs are full health there, they power through this bottom area, and that would indeed be a 3-star. Let me know what you think down in the comments, but let's go ahead and get into the next attack. Okay, let's get into the final attack of today's video. The Queen Charge Hog Riders. Hopefully you've managed to get some tips from this, and you've seen just how fun this attack strategy is. I love using it. Still do need a little bit of practice, but like I said, I will link that video after this attack where you get to see Itsu explaining exactly how it is done. Now this base, again, a pretty direct counter for it because we have single target infernos, the queen and king over to this side of the base, so I kind of feel like we need to break in at this bottom area to get access to the eagle, but not directly hit the... I guess we could come in straight to the single. It's just a little bit harder to funnel the queen into this compartment than it is this compartment. Notice how all the buildings are together there. So I guess probably the P.E.K.K.A to run around that side of the base will be the best, and the king to run around that side. I'm actually going to put a couple of wizards here to try and force him up and over, because I don't want him coming down and around. I want him to stay out of the way, which he does, but the P.E.K.K.A decides otherwise. Now it goes for a wall. What? What is it doing? Why would it do that? Okay, P.E.K.K.A goes in. That's not a good thing. I'm going to wait with the healers until it goes down because I do not want King's ability. Woo, we just got that, guys. But I do not want the P.E.K.K.A stealing the healers is what I was going to say. The wall wrecker is going to get through that wall, so that is good. It allows the queen access. Let's use a rage spell. Not necessarily because we need to, but I want to speed her through these balloons and also to this single target inferno. She gets the eagle, gets to the single, and we don't even have to use a rage because of the ice golem. That was epic, guys. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Just taking note of where we are at. Let's use a rage spell. Can we snipe off any of these buildings? I think that one we can get. Keep an eye on the queen here. She is good. Still charging forward. We have to keep an eye on this single. Let's freeze it now. And we're not doing too great on percent, but I am going to bring the Hog Riders in, quickly followed by the wizards to try and help. Can we get this building here? Because we are not necessarily going to have the town hall activated here, guys. We might have just timed it correctly. Let's see what happens as the hogs get there. Oh, it is beautiful timing, guys. Let's go ahead and rage the Hog Riders through this area. Actually, we are going to have a heal ready as well because they are taking major damage here. Might have wanted to save that. Oh, the Hog Riders went the other way. I think we might still be okay. We might just be okay here. Let's use the freeze in this area. Try and protect ourselves. We still have the queen's ability. No single infernos left. The rage spell that we used down there for the Hog Riders, we could have potentially saved for the queen, but due to it being such a dangerous area, I thought we would just use it straight away, push them through, and it is going to be a 3-star, guys. Fantastic stuff. So again, take note of where your queen is going to go. How can you funnel her into that base that a little bit easier? The trap here, look at all of the giant bombs. We would have got fried in that area pretty quickly, guys, so do take note. Do try and hit them areas a little bit later on. That one was absolutely gorgeous, and if you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see the pro tips that have helped me get to this stage with the Queen Charge Hogs, I'm going to link this video, which is by Itsu. I had him on the channel, we interviewed him. You are not going to want to miss it, so go ahead and watch that one, guys. But until next time, peace out.